We always love it here on the show. As you know, we're all into businesses of all sorts, but occasionally we get to meet with a guest exactly like the one today who has a rather extensive international presence. So they're there to help people look for new areas, new markets to expand their growth or maybe start from scratch. And they're able to do it not only here in the United States, but around the world as well. The name of the company we're chatting with today is Brasco Enterprise Group. And my guest here on the show today is Dauro Lohnhoff Dorea. Good to see you. How are you, Dauro? There he is. Welcome.
Hi, good to see you, Brian. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very good and I'm excited to participate of your show.
Well, thank you very much for accepting the invitation because, you know, you and I were just chatting. I really am intrigued by people that are able to pull off worldwide business like you guys do. And I think it's rather interesting. I'm looking at the notes today. You do business not only here in the U.S., but in Brazil, in Russia, and India. Now, that's a rather diverse group. Is that a story there, or is that just where you are at the moment?
Yes, there is. You know, I've been working with companies for the last 30 years and giving consultancy to companies that want to go to emerging markets. Brazil, Russia, India, and these are all complicated places to do business if you don't know how to do it properly. The main context is the cultural barriers that you find. So at a certain point, we decided to found Brasco Enterprises that makes this job for the companies worldwide to expand their operations to emerging markets with without a bumpy road, you know. So things run very smoothly, and we've been helping companies of all sectors, from nuclear power plants to laboratories and retail and car parts makers and etc. And they are very successful on those markets, and it makes us very proud.
It's a genius business plan. I'll be honest with you, because you've already done all the groundwork that it would take other people a whole lot more money, a whole lot more time, and frankly, they wouldn't know the directions to go. And I can't imagine the cultural obstacles, from the language to the customs to the currency to the technology that's available, everything. You've already made those moves to make it so much easier for people to jump on board into these emerging markets. Would it be fair to say that because of what you do, it may not be as expensive to expand your business into these markets as some people might think?
Well, yes, we make things. Our secret is we have local teams with the locals. So in India, they are Indians, in Brazil, Brazilians, and so on. So the cultural barrier, which is, in our opinion, the biggest problem in doing business internationally, it is broken because an American company will speak with our American team in the US, and the team back in the country, whether Brazil, India, whatsoever, our teams, local teams, will just navigate with authorities and everyone. So things are very smoothly, and we can help you understand why some behavior occurs and etc., and how we can go through it.
Well, and you're also there, you have people on board with Brasco who specialize in any conceivable aspect for new business. I mean, up to and including, you can help a new business with the financing ends and certainly manufacturing and stuff. Do you find that people really enjoy working with you because once they get on board, you're there to take care of everything and they don't have to bounce around to find other companies to take care of other aspects? You guys do everything, correct?
You just nailed it, Brian. Exactly this. So the main idea is that you have Brasco taking care of everything. So you don't need to have a lot of vendors, contractors that you need to manage, administrate, and make them the interface among them. No, you just have one player, which is Brasco. and we can take care of everything else. So it makes everything much easier.
You know, you've broken down all sorts of barriers, but let's talk about the financial barriers. You're able to knock on a door as Brasco. They already respect you because they've heard of you. They haven't heard of me. And so you go knocking on the door on my behalf, and then I'm able to get in there in a so much faster fashion than I could ever do on my own. You know, let me ask you this, with everything, all the crazy stuff going on in the world because of the pandemic and everything, the first thing I think of, honestly, on the international front are the supply chains. We hear these stories. You may be able to produce some great products, but you can't get them from here to there. Are you running into that? And if so, are you able to help people to do things as far as the supply chain debacles these days?
Yes, definitely. Yes, we have different departments here at Brasco, so we can help you from obtaining financial investors to make your business grow, to start a supply chain, okay, and everything else. One of the Brasco has many divisions. Well, not many, but several. We have 5 divisions. So it's like in the oil and gas business. So this is a total different approach for business and find partners and transportation, licenses, line of credit, and etc. So this team that works in this division takes care of this. I don't know if it answers your question, but yeah, we can start since the very beginning. When you just have an idea, it would be a good idea to merge or to expand it to an emerging market, something like this. And we will show, and we may answer, well, we understand that this is not the right moment for you to do this step. Why don't you do it later? Why don't you forget this market and look to a different location? Hey, we have cases like these. And we can work with all types of budget. So you can make a great step forward to start a factory in industry, like in Brazil, or you can go slowly just to fill the market, just to start having a presence in the country you chose, and so on and so on.
Do you run into situations, Dauro, to where you may represent my company, but you're going to represent me in each of these emerging markets? So when you take my stuff and we go to India, you may handle it differently than when you go to Brazil or when you go to Russia, because the cultures are different. And even though it's the same stuff, you understand how to get it from here to here to here to here, even though it's differently. Are there instances to where you handle things differently per country?
Oh, yes, absolutely, Brian, absolutely. This is key. People need to understand that culture can just push your company forward, or you can just destroy your business. We have a case in Brazil. This company is not our client. It's a huge American corporation, huge. It came to Brazil more than a decade ago, and 2 years ago, it just left the country with the losses. And say how a tremendous company like this American company, can fail in a market like Brazil. And there are, of course, many reasons, but I think the main reason is that they haven't adapted the model they have in the United States for a different culture.
That's the whole reason that Brasco's there, because quite frankly, you can't walk into a country that's not America and try to do things the American way. You need to do it their way. And if you don't know their way, that's why you guys are around to help people do that. It's just a fascinating piece of business. I'm out of time today. I've got to run, but we very well may have you back here on the show. But for today, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Take care.